Recorded Books and One Click Digital present A Real Cowboy by Sarah M. Anderson. Narrated by Jack Garrett.
Chapter 1. The wheels of Thalia's rental sedan spun on the gravel as the driving winds tried to push her off the road, but she kept control of the car. It was nice to have control over something, even if it was a Camry, because she certainly did not have control over this situation. If she did, she wouldn't be stalking James Robert Bradley to the middle of nowhere, Montana, in what could only be described as the dead of winter. Hell, she didn't even know if she'd find him. And as it had been close to an hour since she'd seen another sign of life, she wasn't sure she'd find anything. Still, there was a road, and she was on it. Roads went places, after all. This one cut through miles and miles of Montana grassland that was probably lush and green in the summer. However, as it was late January, the whole landscape looked lifeless and deserted. Snow so old it had taken on a gray hue lined the road. If she were filming a post-apocalyptic movie, this would be perfect. At least it wasn't snowing right now, she told herself, in a forcibly cheerful tone, as she glanced at the car's thermometer. It was 22 degrees outside. Not that cold, really. She had that going for her. Of course, that didn't include the wind chill, but still, it wasn't like it was sub-zero out there. She could handle it. Finally, she passed under a signpost that proclaimed Bar B Ranch, which also announced trespassers would be shot. The Camry's wheels bounced over a metal grate a part of her brain remembered was called a cattle guard. She checked the address she'd entered into her phone's GPS, and a sense of relief bum-rushed her. She was actually in the right place. This realization buoyed her spirits. James Robert Bradley's agent, a small, nervous man named Bernie Lipschitz, hadn't wanted to give up the address on his most famous and most private Oscar-winning client. Thalia had been forced to promise Bernie she'd give his latest would-be starlet a role in the new movie she was producing, Blood for Roses. Of course, it was her movie, only as long as she could get James Robert Bradley signed for the part of Sean. If she couldn't do that...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?